Welcome back. Let's continue taking a look at the BattleMechs featured in the A Game of Armored Combat box. Like I've mentioned before, this box is a fantastic way for a new mech warrior to get started in their BattleTech tabletop journey. So far, we've delved into the production of the 20-ton Locust and the 25-ton Commando. Continuing our way up by tonnage, it is now time to cover our first medium mech in another classic, the 55-ton Shadowhawk. On February 7, 2455, in a planned attack on the Hegemony Armed Forces, 25 Lyran commandos led by Colonel Simon Kelswa successfully stole the plans for BattleMech technology from a Terran Hegemony facility on Hesperus II by faking a transport crash to evacuate the area and sneaking in during the chaos. This took the spark ignited by the HAF and brought it to flame. The HAF, understanding the true repercussions this theft would bring upon the Terran hegemony, responded by quick launching a program to develop their BattleMech forces as fast as possible. Lang Industries, located in the Terran hegemony's CAF planetary system, was then known for primarily its aerospace designs, and they saw an opportunity to jump into a new market. By 2457, Lang delivered the SHD-1R Shadowhawk to the Hegemony Armed Forces, to great triumph. For the time, the SHD-1R was more dynamic than most BattleMechs and was able to fill many supportive roles in combat. One feature which stood out was its Armstrong J7 autocannon, mounted over its shoulder on its left torso rather than its arms, giving the prototype Shadowhawk more combat flexibility when combined with its advanced hand actuators and jump jets. The success of the SHD-1R led it to become one of the HAF's frontline BattleMechs, seeing regular use up to the beginning of the Reunification War. The campaign began in 2577, in which the Star League Defense Force would bring the periphery states, the governments on the edge of colonized space, under Terran hegemony control. While popular, the SHD-1R was not without its drawbacks. Faulty armor plating would wear down and sever myomer bundles, which are basically a BattleMech's muscles, causing this early BattleMech more than regular maintenance, leading to a recall in 2550. Lang Industries' re-release of the Shadowhawk later that year saw the birth of the now 55-ton SHD-2H variant. Advancements in fusion engine technology gave the 2H a boost in its ground speed and an armament switch-up, adding to the 1R's Armstrong autocannon and Martel medium laser, were Holly long-range and short-range missile systems. These upgrades gave the Shadowhawk even more maneuverability and combat options at any range. An advancement mech warriors appreciated more than the weapons upgrades was the addition of a Sparrow 300J life support system. The Sparrow was able to keep mech warriors cooler, longer, as BattleMechs tend to have notoriously cramped and sweltering cockpits. A couple hundred years later, the Star League commissioned an upgraded Royal variant of the 2H, called the SHD-2HB. The variant added ferrofibrous armor, a larger autocannon, advanced streak short-range missile packs, an additional medium laser, and freezer heat sinks, which had double the cooling power of a standard heatsink. It also had the addition of cellular ammunition storage equipment, which would protect the BattleMech in case of an ammunition explosion. Unfortunately, this variant and its advanced equipment would be lost to time after the exodus of the Star League at the beginning of the Succession Wars. All other Shadowhawk variants would be based on the original 2H model until the rediscovery of advanced technology in the 31st century. The production of the Shadowhawk would soon transfer from Lang Industries to Earthworks Incorporated. Soon, the other powers of the Inner Sphere would develop their own variations of the SHD-2H. Federated Suns would go on to produce the SHD-2D, which would shed some of its armor for an additional SRM pack and medium laser and a couple extra heatsinks. This significant drop in armor made this variant great at ambushes but not much else. It would have to retreat from any extended battle as it would quickly fall to enemy fire. The Draconis Combine produced their own variant, the SHD-2K. A radical departure from the 2H, the 2K drops every weapon except the LRM pack, but adds a particle projectile cannon and an additional 5 heat sinks to counter the extreme heat generated by the PPC. In 3028, after the discovery of a lost technological library known as the Helm Memory Core, much of the Starleague technology lost to time, or hidden by Comstar, was released to the masses. This led to a new technological boom, as this advanced tech from a bygone era was implemented to every aspect of life, including terrifying upgrade opportunities to BattleMech designs. Taking advantage of the new tech, the Free Worlds League had a new Shadowhawk design ready by 3048, designated the SHD-5M. This design took advantage of endosteel and an extra-light engine to free up space for freezer heatsinks, Imperator Ultra 5 autocannon, HoverTech Streak SRM-2 and LRM-20 pods, additional jump jets, and extra armor. This model was a 100% upgrade. It could jump further, fire more, and cool faster than any other previous variants. The year after, the Federated Commonwealth, an alliance between the Federated Suns and Lyran Commonwealth, began buying up mass-produced SHD-2H models and began retrofitting them into the SHD-2D2, where they added an extra medium laser and swapped out the SRM pack for 2 Streak SRM packs. This variant lacks the upgrades added to the previous 5M. In the year 3049, the Periphery States and the Inner Sphere were rocked by an invasion from mysterious forces from beyond the Periphery. These invaders brought with them devastating new weapon technologies and BattleMechs far beyond the capabilities of anything the Inner Sphere had to offer. Outside of mechs, these invading clans also brought with them genetically engineered giants born to pilot incredibly maneuverable battle armor. These were to become known as elementals. Traveling in packs, these elementals could swarm an unsuspecting BattleMech and tear it down in moments. As a direct response to the elemental problem, Comstar, which were revealed to have their own advanced military assets, put in development a Shadowhawk variant which could go toe-to-toe with these packs of monsters. Thus, in 3052, the SHD-2HT was born as an elemental hunter. It was equipped with a Core-Tech 275 fusion engine with double heat sinks and extra jump jets. It removed the 2H's autocannon, LRM, and SRM packs, and replaced them with an additional Martel Model 5 medium laser, Krupp Model 32 large laser, and 5 Blankenberg SLS Streak SRM-2 launchers. The large laser was kept hidden in a sheath to mimic the appearance of the old 2H's autocannon, to keep the 2HT's profile as close as possible to it, so that it would look less intimidating from a distance on the battlefield, allowing it to surprise its enemies with much more firepower than expected. As it was designed to counter the clan's elementals, the extra airborne capabilities of the SHD-2HT allowed it to keep its distance, rendering the mostly close-range units useless. The final Shadowhawk produced before the end of the clan invasion era was the SHD-5S. The Free Worlds League 5S, a near-complete refit of their SHD-5M, was faster and replaced every weapon from the 5M with 3 additional medium lasers, to a total of 4, a medium pulse laser, which has less range but is more accurate than the traditional medium laser, and a large laser. It also added target acquisition gear, allowing the 5S to tag a target to aid in the accuracy of certain ammunition types, and the Guardian electronic countermeasure suite to disrupt enemy sensors. Now let's look at the common unit roles the Shadowhawk typically took. The most common role was that of a skirmisher, as the original idea for the Shadowhawk was the intention of a BattleMech which could fill many combat roles this tracks. It was meant to get in and stay in with plenty of armor and speed to protect it. Some variants fill the role of sniper, to pick off enemies from a distance with their autocannon or large laser. Some fill the role of brawler, meant to be able to start firing from a distance but will close in with increasing damage the closer it gets. They may also fill the role of missile boat, meant to pepper enemies with a spread of damage, or even, in some cases, a Shadowhawk might even perform scouting duties. This long list of roles show how the intention of versatility played out perfectly as the Shadowhawk saw redesigns throughout the years. Now that we have taken a short look at the development of the Shadowhawk throughout the years, and the roles it plays, let's take a closer look at the variants themselves, from the Star League era through the Clan Invasion era. Let's begin with the Star League. The primitive SHD-1R, developed in 2467, is the first Shadowhawk ever produced. It has 14 tons of primitive armor, which is only about 67% as durable as what would later become the standard. The primitive fusion engine gives it a walking speed of 4, a running speed of 6, and the 3 jump jets allow it to jump up to 3 hexes. It comes equipped with an autocannon, or AC-5, and a medium laser, allowing for up to 10 damage each round, most effective at about a range of 6 hexes. Unlike the variants produced after, the 1R is a 50-ton BattleMech. After this model, Shadowhawks would regularly weigh 55 tons. Its 10 heat sinks are more than enough for any movement and weapons fire each round. This 581 BV variant plays the role of Sniper. The Terran Hegemony's SHD-2H, the model most other later Shadowhawks would be based on, was developed in 2550. It has 9.5 tons of armor. The fusion engine and 3 jump jets give the 2H a 583 movement speed. It comes equipped with an AC-5, medium laser, SRM-2, and LRM-5, allowing for up to 18 damage per round. The variety of weapon profiles gives this variant options in combat at just about any range. However, the minimum range must be considered for the LRM and autocannon. Its 12 heat sinks are enough to sink any heat generated by moving or firing each round. This 1064 BV variant plays the role of Skirmisher. The SHD-2HB, the Royal variant produced exclusively for the SLDF, was developed in 2752. It has 8.5 tons of ferrofibrous armor, more defense per ton, and employs an endosteel structure, lighter but takes up more space. The fusion engine and 3 jump jets give the 2HB a 583 movement speed. It comes equipped with an LB-10X autocannon, 2 medium lasers, and 2 Streak SRM-2s, allowing for up to 28 damage per round at short to medium range. While this variant does not have the range of the original 2H, it can do decent damage with an incredible spread to fish for critical hits from the LB-10X AC. The 11 double heat sinks are well more than enough to deal with any heat generated from movement or attacks each turn, even if the 2HB has a crit to its fusion engine. This 1354 BV variant plays the role of Skirmisher. Now, let's take a look at a few Shadowhawks produced during the Succession Wars era. The SHD-2D, a Free Worlds League Shadowhawk developed in 2796, has only 4.5 tons of armor. Its fusion engine and 3 jump jets give it a 583 movement speed. It comes equipped with an AC-5, 2 medium lasers, 2 SRM-2s, and an LRM-5, allowing for up to 28 damage per round with attack options for any range. Its 12 heat sinks would not allow for an attack with all weapons, let alone movement, so strategic choices must be made each round to conserve heat. This 899 BV variant plays the role of Striker. The SHD-2K, a Draconis Combine Shadowhawk developed in 2803, has 9.5 tons of armor. Its fusion engine and 3 jump jets give it a 583 movement speed. It comes equipped with an LRM-5 and a PPC, allowing for up to 15 damage each round, and has long range. Its 17 heat sinks are more than enough to dissipate any heat generated from movement and weapons fire each turn. This 1147 BV variant plays the role of Sniper. The SHD-5M, a Free Worlds League Shadowhawk developed in 3048, has 10.5 tons of armor. Its extra light fusion engine and 5 jump jets give it a more versatile movement speed of 585. It comes equipped with an Ultra AC-5 medium laser, Streak SRM-2, and LRM-20, allowing for a potential 39 damage per round. This variant is quite effective at medium to long range. Its 10 double heat sinks are enough to sink any generated heat from movement in weapons fire each turn. This 1430 BV variant plays the role of missile boat. Finally, let's look at a few Shadowhawks produced during the clan invasion era. The SHD-2D2, a Federated Commonwealth Shadowhawk developed in 3049, has 6.5 tons of armor. Its fusion engine and 3 jump jets give it a 583 movement speed. It comes equipped with an AC-5, 2 medium lasers, 2 Streak SRM-2s, and an LRM-5, allowing for up to 28 damage per round. While it does have weaponry with long range, it is most effective at short to medium range. Its 12 heat sinks are not quite enough to sink all heat from full weapons fire, let alone movement as well, leading to the pilot's need to manage heat effectively. This 1049 BV variant plays the role of brawler. The SHD-2HT, a Comstar Shadowhawk developed in 3052, has 9.5 tons of armor. Its fusion engine and 5 jump jets give it a movement profile of 585. It comes equipped with 2 medium lasers, a large laser, and 5 Streak SRM-2s, allowing for up to 38 damage each round. While it has good range with its large laser, as none of its weapons have a minimum range, it can be brutal up close with a respectable spread. The 10 double heat sinks are not enough to sink heat from firing everything, especially if the Shadowhawk performed any movement, leading to the need for competent heat management. This 1453 BV variant plays the role of skirmisher. Lastly, the SHD-5S, a Free Worlds League Shadowhawk developed in 3054, has 11.5 tons of armor and has an endosteel structure. Its extra light fusion engine and 5 jump jets give it a 695 movement speed. It comes equipped with 4 medium lasers, a medium pulse laser, and a large laser. For electronic warfare, it is also equipped with target acquisition gear, a Guardian electronic countermeasure suite, and a Beagle active probe. A half-ton cargo bay is also located in its head. It is capable of up to 34 damage each round, best at short to medium range. The 13 double heat sinks are enough to sink all heat acquired from firing every weapon each round, but depending on distance jumped, the Shadowhawk might run at a small deficit. This 1590 BV variant plays the role of scout. When playing with the optional rule of design quirks, the Shadowhawk uses these: Battle Fists, which make it easier to land punch attacks in the physical attack phase. Improved life support, which makes heat accumulation affect the pilot less and increases the life support time. Rugged 1, which doubles the time needed between maintenance periods for campaign play. And Ubiquitous, which makes it easier to find replacement parts for campaign play. So far, there are over a dozen other Shadowhawk variants produced beyond the clan invasion era to watch for. For early era games, this BattleMech, as it was designed for, can fit many roles. If you have a need, there's a variant to fit the need. If you are struggling on a decision on a medium mech to add to your lance, a Shadowhawk can typically be a solid choice. As noted, while going over the variants, a good mech warrior will make sure to note the heat dissipation of the model they are controlling. While most variants have decent cooling abilities, some of them may generate a few extra each turn, which can come at a surprise and create a bad time. For those of you looking for more reading which features the Shadowhawk, the Grey Death Legion trilogy of novels by William H. Keith Jr. is a great place to start. Thanks again for watching this video in our Intro to BattleMech series. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different format from the previous two. The intention of this series is to cover the BattleMechs most new players are starting with and give them a bit more information on the units they have at their disposal. Please leave a comment if you enjoyed this, have any constructive criticisms, questions, or suggestions. If you did enjoy this, please hit the like button and maybe consider subscribing. In our next video, we cover the Inner Sphere BattleMech the clans love to hate, the Wolverine. We'll see you next time. Please take care of yourselves.